It was July 2010. I was just moving into a brand new house. The house was great. It was right by a big lake and was in the most tranquil part of town. I had asked my brother and cousin to help me move in some of the furniture with my girlfriend. My cousin then said, "Where do you want to put the second computer?" "What do you mean, second computer? I only have one." Then my cousin pointed to the computer sitting on a desk and put my computer down. I was dumbfounded. "This is my computer," I told him. "This must have been the past owner's computer. I don't have a clue why the past owner would just leave their seemingly brand new computer in the house they had just moved out of." I had to look on it. So if there were anything, I turned on the computer, then helped my brother and cousin move in some of the furniture. I checked up on it every once in a while to see how it was doing. It took forever to start up. I figured it was probably very old. Then it finally started up. The desktop was a plushie of Sonic the Hedgehog. I love Sonic games and was happy to see the old homeowner did too. But what was kind of odd is there were only 5 icons on the desktop: Internet Explorer, the recycling bin, and free personal files. A picture called sonicdj.png, another called sonicdj.png, and a video file called sonicdj.png. What was with the Sonic DJ theme? Anyway, I clicked on Internet Explorer because I just wanted to go on the internet. The computer I had wasn't on yet, and this one was, so I figured I would go on this one. Internet Explorer was just fine. It's just that it was extremely slow. Half of the YouTube videos I watched would barely play. It was getting boring. I was getting bored, so I decided to check out those particular files. sonicdj.png was the first picture. It was a slightly modified version of the hidden picture in Sonic CD. In Sonic CD, you could type in certain codes on the sound test to see certain hidden pictures. This one was the MC Sonic one, where Sonic was a rapper and Robotnik was a DJ, with Metal Sonic standing in the background. But as I said, it was slightly modified. First off, their eyes were wrong. All of their eyes were blood red. It looked as if someone just went on paint and dumped red on their eyes. Also, some of the words were altered. Instead of the caption next to Robotnik saying, can I kick it?" it said, "Can I kill it?" which kind of baffled me. I had no clue why or how that was done. One weird thing was that Sonic's forefinger was cut and bleeding. Blood was dripping down from his forefinger. Putting that picture aside, I clicked on sonicdj.png. It was a picture of an old beaten down wooden shed. Just an old shack. Nails were falling out and some shingles were missing. What was kind of odd is that black arrows from all sides of the picture were pointing to the shack. It looked like the arrows were drawn on paint. Once again, they were all pointing to the shed, but the shed looked oddly familiar. It said it'd chill up my spine, but when I clicked on the video sonicdj.png, sonicdj.png started with a Windows Movie Maker title card. It was just plain, the default title card. Blue background with white text. It read Sonic DJ, It then cut to show the same Sonic plushie on the desktop, but sitting on a brown couch. Angel Island 1 music was playing in the background. Then a hand with a knife came out from the right side of the screen. The music changed to the Sonic CD Game Over US music as the knife cut the head from the Sonic plushie, while stuffing flew everywhere as the head was chopped in one swift movement. Then the other hand grabbed the head. The next scene was the porch with a view of the lake. The hand reappeared with the Sonic head in it, and as the head was thrown into the lake, and the body came out the left side of the screen and was also thrown into the lake. Then I realized that scene was my house. The porch he was standing on was my back porch, and the lake was the lake in the back of my house. The camera zoomed across the lake into a forest. In the forest you could see a little beat up old wooden shack. The same one in sonicdj.png, the very same one. Another bland title card came up saying D on the Liko Yuri Ro you kinda think for I said out loud, what the? And it took some time, and a couple of videos replayed to decode what the title card was saying. What was the message? Don't think you're lucky, little man. Don't think you're lucky, little man. I don't have the foggiest what that meant. Was it some sort of threat? What was the video file all about? Why did he cut the head off that Sonic plushie while he throw it in the lake? I got up and looked out the window across the lake to see if the shack was still there. The view across the lake was isolated for two reasons. The lake is huge and it was extremely foggy. I couldn't see more than 20 feet across the lake with the extreme fog. I had to go out and venture myself. When my girlfriend asked where I was going, I just said I was going out to the bank. I turned right around and walked along the shore to the other side of the lake. It was 1 p.m., nowhere near dark, but I was kinda creeped out. Multiple houses were lined up around the shore too. I was acting like I was all alone at night when I had multiple neighbors on my side and it was noon. I had reached the forest on the other side and took a good look. I saw a tiny shack in the distance. I practically sprinted over to find out. Looks can be deceiving. I thought I saw a wooden shack, but I saw the remains of a wooden shack. I thought it was a hole because some rubble was stacked on the floor and resembled the shack. It was the same shack, just destroyed. I took a closer look at the site. I saw something weird, something blue, fast and soft. A Sonic the Hedgehog plushie, or at least two parts of the Sonic plushie, the head and the body. If the plushie was thrown in the lake, how did it end up here on my grounds? Maybe it washed up on the shore, but why was it completely dry? It looked brand new, like it didn't have a fingerprint on it, let alone dirt and water. I began to pick up the pieces and saw a printed out picture of sonicdj.png under it. It was very odd, but I didn't let it process in my head because a loud scream interrupted me. It sounded like a little girl getting whipped. It was a scream of pain, a scream of terror. It scared the living crap out of me and made me drop the Sonic plushie. Forgetting about it and the Sonic CD modified hidden picture underneath it, I turned around and dashed off down the shore. I ran and never turned back. I started screaming as I ran and only stopped when I reached my house. So what'd you do at the bank? My girlfriend asked when I got home. Oh, just withdrawing.